Hello, I am Mutesi and welcome to my YouTube channel. To those of you who haven't clicked the subscription button, quickly do so, and remember to also click the notification bell so that you can become part of the family. And today, welcome to Inspiration Time. So during our Inspiration Time today, I'm going to share with you my 5 hard truths about growth. And to begin with, my first hard truth about growth is actually accepting growth, acknowledging that you're a grown-up, you're no longer a juvenile. That transition from being a juvenile to an adult, I feel this is something that nobody does prepare us for. All of a sudden, you're kicked out of high school. Most of us go through this transition or this phase of life from as teenagers, where we're excited about the world, we are adolescents, the peer pressure is very high, and I believe that nobody does prepare us to go through this phase of life, to transition, to give you an alarm like, hey, you need to transition from being a juvenile to you're now an adult. You're no longer a teenager, you're now 20, you're now 21, or even 19, because this is a stage of life that is very inevitable for every human being. Like, before you become an adult, then you will have to go through a phase of life that introduces you to adulthood. This is the first truth about growth, something that I have seen or that I've gone through myself, and that I've also seen my friends go through that. And once you acknowledge or embrace or believe now that you're no longer a juvenile, you have shifted to be an adult, it takes us to the second hard truth of growth that I'm about to share with you today, which is responsibilities. Once you acknowledge, or once you go through that transition, once you endure the transition period of transitioning from a juvenile to an adult, when you become an adult, adults take decisions, adults become responsible. So adults do take decisions, adults do be responsible. So when you become responsible, it is going to introduce us to the third bitter truth about growth, which is accountability. I'd like to marry the first, second, and third together so that I can give a brief explanation or also give a brief story about how I got to introduce to that phase of life. So honestly, for me, speaking the truth, I think responsibility and growth kicked in at a very young age of life, at a very tender age, as early as primary 4. In school, I was introduced to leadership. I was as early as primary 4. I think that is when I started to take up responsibilities as a health and environmental minister. So for me, I believe growth and responsibility, I was lucky that I had to endure that period of life, not because I was a saint. I did make mistakes. I do still make mistakes to date, and I've never been a saint, and I'm not even planning to be a saint. But honestly, I think for me, the growth and responsibility part and being accountable kicked in as early as primary 4. I think I must have been around 10 or 11 years of age. I was in Uganda. I was introduced to be the health and environmental minister in school, Hima Primary School in Kasese district. Whoever I went with to that school, I need to see your comments in the comment section. So for me, I was introduced to responsibility at a very young age. And it was very easy for me to go through that transition because I didn't feel like I was deprived of anything. It was a very exciting phase of my life because I had privileges. My teachers did love me so much. And then when you know that your leader in school, you have to be at the best of your behavior so that you can lead by example. So for me, I can say that that period of growth, yes, I did make a lot of mistakes. I'm still making mistakes, and I will make mistakes as long as I live, and as long as I have to learn and grow through them. So I did face that stage of life of growth, accepting growth at a very tender age. And again, I was raised by a single mother, so I didn't have time to play around with life. As early as 10 years. And then when I came in Rwanda, in my high school, I was also a head girl. I was the head of the prefectorial body where I went to in school. Then after that, I think Miss Rwanda kicked in. So for me, I feel taking up responsibilities and always wanting to be at the best, at the best behavior that I can be, it is something that was infused in me at a very young age in school. I must say I am among those lucky people that did go through that phase smoothly, because I didn't have to feel like I had to deprive myself of anything, or I had to compromise on my wants or on my desires. I enjoyed that phase of growth. I enjoyed growing. I enjoyed leadership. I enjoyed to see myself take up responsibilities up to date. And I'm very thankful for my teachers wherever I went to. And this is going to introduce us to the next fourth hard truth about growth, which is friendships. I honestly feel like the friendships that I'm making now, being an introvert, of course, I have very few people in my circle, and I think I started screening my list of friendships something like 3 or 5 years ago. The saying, what people say, that when you interact with 5 fools, you're most likely to be the 6th fool. So for me now, I am at stage of life whereby I no longer make, the you only live once friends, the YOLO mentality, you only live once friends. I'm at a point of life whereby I want to interact with people that actually do add value to me. I want to interact with people that challenge me to be at the best that I can be. Of course, I'm into business, and I also believe in the saying that your network is your net worth. So for me, I have learned, I'm just trying as much as I can. Yes, it is very hurting for you to wake up one morning and decide to cut off all your friends, because not all of us do grow at the same time. Not all of us do have the same priorities at the same time. You'll find that you're growing more, you're growing faster than actually your brother or your sister or your friends. So for me, I feel like friendships in our 20s, we need to start as early as we can to decide, who should I relate with? Who should am I making friends simply because I want to go out with you, simply because you're fun, or simply because maybe you have some good money so that we can share some good times? I feel like in my 20s, or the fourth hard truth about growth is, nobody warns us, we only have parents that do warn us, do not be friends with a child of so-and-so simply because they're misbehaving. And you may not be an alcoholic, but actually have no bigger values. So for me, friendships is another fourth truth about growth. Hard truth about growth that that I feel any young person should look into as early as possible. Choose the right friends. Look for friends. Like my principle now, as I'm choosing friends, is we do not have to have so many things in common, but we must have a purpose in common. Once we lack a purpose in common, then I have made it very intentional that I'll never dine with anybody who doesn't, even if we dine once or twice, I just want to make it very intentional to be around people that we share the same vision, we share the purpose. I don't care what are your hobbies or whatever unadmirable behaviors that you do have. As long as we do have a purpose in common, then I'm going to be in your circle. So the fifth hard truth about growth is discipline. Do not judge me. I've never been a saint. I am not the most disciplined human being on earth, but one thing I need to share with you is growth or growing without discipline will just lead you to hell, I can say. And the discipline I'm talking about here is not the discipline of being perfect. It is the discipline of respecting other people's opinions, respecting the people you're with. If it is time, if you have an appointment with people, or just that small discipline. If you set goals, then look through your goals. If you have an appointment with people, then obey that appointment. If you set a certain time, then the discipline of knowing what to do, with whom to do it with, and the right time to do things. You can be the most hardworking human being. You can be the most responsible. No, you can never be responsible without discipline. Actually, discipline is a very strong pillar of the other four. It is the pillar of growth. It is a pillar of friendships. It is a pillar of responsibility, and it is a pillar of accountability. Thank you so much. These were my 5 hard truths about growth. Let me know what you think. What do you think about growth? What are your truths about growth? Things that people never prepare for. Yeah, let's interact. Let me see your comments in the comment section. If you learn 1 or 2 things from here, please let us see. Let's interact in our comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please go hit the subscription button. Press the notification bell, and let's be part of the bigger Jolly family.